you hear people talk about insulin and glucose, and I think we have a pretty decent understanding of that. I think listeners of this podcast who've had some other people on have a pretty good understanding of, okay, a cancer cell likes to take up a lot of glucose. We want to limit our availability to it. But what is, and we know that a ketogenic diet obviously does that, but what makes the ketogenic diet potentially, and maybe it's not, but being that you're talking about keto, I'm getting the assumption that maybe keto is superior to a low carb diet. If that's the case, what is it about keto that makes it superior to just a low carb diet for cancer specifically?
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, it's just, the amount of, I mean, it depends, of course, if you have insulin resistance or not, if you're metabolically healthy, which very few American adults are, then perhaps low carb is okay for you. But if you have some degree of insulin resistance, then keto is going to be a more effective way to treat it. I think it's just a more efficient way to lower the insulin. You just have to take a stronger approach because you have insulin resistance and need to reverse it. And some people do more intermittent fasting, some people do different plans, but the main thing is whatever gets the insulin down is the right approach, and keto is a very good way to do that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that sometimes, especially when you're talking about prevention, maybe it's a little bit different, but when you're actually starting to talk about treatment, I think for any of the conditions that keto can be helpful for, whether it's diabetes or cancer or anything, it's you're already in the disease state, right? So it's like sometimes you have to go to, I don't like to consider keto an extreme diet, but if we were to say, of the low carb diets, keto is probably the most extreme because it's the lowest carb, right? So maybe carnivore would be the other one, but that's kind of what it takes, right? Like if you're already in that state of disease, you're going to kind of have to take it an extra step. Going 150 grams of carbs, if you're already insulin resistant, that's not really going to be something that's going to make a difference. And I think in the context of cancer too, I always think of it as like gasoline on the fire. It's like if you have cancer and so that fire's already rolling inside of you, how many times do you want to put gasoline on it throughout the day? And if you're eating a low carb diet, even at 150 grams or something like that, which I think, in the research, we typically consider like 100 to 150 as being low carb, that could be 3 to 4 big spikes in blood sugar a day. So, it's like what benefit is that?